What's up, y'all? Welcome to Feminist Humble Cooking. And as always, all praise, love, and glory goes to our Most High God. I would be here without him today. He been guiding me, keeping me safe, helping me make good decisions. And, I can't thank him enough. So as always, don't thank me, thank him. Now, again, I ain't perfect. I still make mistakes. I still have my issues I got to deal with. But there's a difference between struggling with sin from time to time than just actively living in it. You get what I'm saying? So today, I just found so Andrew Tate apparently talked to the woman that swallowed like what, 1,000 or 100? I think it was 100 at first and 1,000 guys, and I didn't even know her name. And I guess her name is Bonnie Blue, and I listened to a little bit of this. It's pretty funny actually, and now that the way that Andrew Tate put it, and look, I don't really get into it. I know Andrew Tate got a bunch of cases against himself and stuff. Look, I don't know about all that. Look, so if he did something real bad that he shouldn't have did, look, I don't know about it. All right, I ain't out here saying if he did something bad, I ain't saying I condone it. All right. So look, I own the rights to this video we finna do. Let's see. It's called Rob Moore. I just typed it in. So Andrew Tate talks to Bonnie Blue. Let's listen to this one, y'all.
I'm just a clever slut.
You are the perfect end result of feminism. That's destructive.
By the time you finish calling me a whore, I'm going to leave this chair with a wet patch.
Rob, the world's... Bring the asteroid.
Sex workers help reduce rape rate by over 30%.
Do you think...
You know what? That's actually a good thing right there.
Andrew Tate is guilty of the charges against him?
Like, there's no way out for you.
You're so trapped in the Matrix.
You're judging me, Andrew.
Feminism is a bullet that a man has shot.
Do you send your son to Bonnie?
Andrew, I do father and son as well. Brother and brother?
It's all disgusting to me.
I heard they
Fuck. What?
call you Cobra Tate. Are you packing a python?
Bonnie.
She said... Hey, she out here flirting with him. I'm pretty sure they've done stuff before. Look, nothing against Bonnie, but I'm gonna be honest. Andrew Tate actually got a point about her. Like, yes, she is a little extreme for your typical woman. Most women don't get that many bodies, but a whole lot of y'all are in the high double and triple digits. So I mean, bro, like, if a woman has 79 and she has 1,000, bro, they both belong to the streets. But the one with 79 will have 79 and then get on Instagram and talk about how she has this happy, amazing family and this simp husband that she posted her whole family. But whole time in the background, while the husband's at home watching the kids, she on the work trip, getting, having fun with like 7 dudes. So at least, like, Andrew Tate got a point. At least Bonnie Blue turned her thoughtism into making money, and she's up at front with it. Now, look, I'm honestly more upset at whatever guy signed up to be part of that, bro. Like, you have to be super thirsty, bro. No, like, don't get me wrong, she's attractive. Like, if I ever ran into her on vacation, she better not tell me who she is, and she better lie. She better lie, 'cause even if she did, God is gonna keep me on track. He gonna be like, no, absolutely not. Cause I'm telling you, she gonna have to lie to me. As soon as I find out who she is, look, I'm gonna have respect. I'm gonna be cordial. I'm like, look, love, I'm glad you did your thing. I'm glad you made your money. But look, I ain't finna be, 1,700, how many ever she's had since then, But again, I respect her because she does it up front, what most women do behind closed doors, and then turn around and pretend that they're this virtuous, amazing woman. Like, get out of here. You just swallowed 3 different guys yesterday.
Killer to survive.
The entire...
But again, if you were one of the men that signed up for the 100 or 1,000 men to do this, you are the simps, the simpiest and thirstiest of the thirst of dudes.
Western world is women looking for money.
Imagine how powerful our baby would be.
Survivor DNA.
See, it's tied to you. Why call me?
Next question, huh?
Let me answer then.
What's happening with Lily? You got Hobie.
I'll tell you the full story.
Cool. Would I Bonnie for all the power in the world?
Yeah. Andrew, what do you think of Bonnie Blue sleeping with 1,057 men?
How honest should I be out of 10?
I want you to be honest.
You want to be honest?
Yeah, go on.
I don't understand why men sit here and try and lecture you about it. I don't understand why men sit here and say you shouldn't do it. It's your body, your choice, right? This is the world we now live in. This is the end result of feminism.
And that's where me and him agree on things. It's like, what do I say in a bunch of my videos when I be talking to y'all, bro? When y'all come over here with me, bro, I'm preaching, get a good relationship with God first and foremost over everything. Then I'm preaching, look, chase your dreams, your passions, and work on your mental health. Then we talking about women, bro. And when it comes to women, what I always say about women, bro, we not over here. I'm not preaching to y'all to change women, bro. I'm preaching to y'all to learn women ways and to learn female nature so that you can properly use discernment and properly vet a woman and know what category she should be put in. Bro, if you find a good woman or a woman you thought was good and she ends up showing you thought qualities, it's not your job to either argue with her or put her down or try to force her to become virtuous. Bro, we don't change women over here, bro. We just vet them and deal with them accordingly. Any women, any woman, most women, they belong in the thought category. Let's just be honest. At least Bonnie Blue's honest with it. So, look, yeah, I'm against the men that be trying to tell Bonnie that she shouldn't be doing this. Bruh, what? That's like trying to tell an eagle that it should eat fucking grass. That's like trying to tell a cat it shouldn't eat small animals. A cat that didn't grow up with small animals. If they grow up with small animals, that's one thing. I'm talking about you're going to find a cat that's never grown up with small animals, that grew up his whole life eating small animals. I want you to go tell that cat, hey, don't attack my hamster. Bruh, it's a fucking cat. It's going to do what it's going to do. All right? So we ain't over here trying to change women or cats or eagles. It's like trying to tell a fish it should learn to live on land. Bruh, it's not built for that. Even mud skippers, or I don't know if that's the Pokemon name or the ones with lungs that they adapt, that they can sleep in mud for like 7 years until it rains in like deserts and stuff. Even them, bruh. You take them, bruh. They built to be on land for a smaller period of time when they're have consciousness, but they gotta hibernate. Well, you still can't tell them to walk up and down the street all day while the sun's out and expect it to not die or try to hibernate. We don't change things over here. We leave them in the category they belong to. If a woman, in order for you to find a proper, virtuous, feminine, God-fearing, submissive wife, she has to prove that. Because that is the hardest level to reach for most women nowadays.
You are the perfect end result of feminism. In the world I believe in.
He's right. What has feminism done, y'all? It's literally, bro, I told y'all the first wave, okay, I kind of get it. All right. Back then, women were treated a little too much like objects. I get it. Because some men were a-holes and they took the advantage. Because some women, a lot of times women couldn't even, who would actually go through, SA or DV, couldn't even really, go to the courts about that stuff because they weren't necessarily considered a person. I get that. women who went through stuff like that, I understand that. But the second wave feminism took it way too far, bro. The second wave feminism, and people are going to try to tell you this, oh no, it was just trying to make women, feel free. No, they were legit trying to force women into not wanting to be mothers and stuff. If women want to be mothers, they're like, oh no, you're being oppressed. Get out of there and get in the work field and prove that you're better than men. And you know what? Andrew Tate got a point. Women wanted so much power nowadays, and this is the end result of it. Now most of them are thoughts.
In the conservative, traditionally masculinely ruled world, a man would be in charge of his daughters until they're handed over to their husbands or boyfriends, and there would be a degree of masculine guidance. But feminism didn't want that,
Yeah, this is going to be multiple parts, y'all. And it's going to probably take me a while to get done with this because I got stuff I got to do tonight. Got a plane to catch in a few hours. So I'm going to be making sure I got all my stuff together while making these videos. But he has a... Hold on, what did he say?
Women complain that men don't want to get married. We did actually want to get married. A man would be in charge of his daughters until they're handed over to their husbands or boyfriends.
He got a point. When I made my video of like how I felt about black women, this wasn't just black women, but black women were like the biggest victims. Because again, black women are the only group of women that primarily go on their own men. Yeah, white women are getting strong and independent and free too. But honestly, most of them just become super thoughts, like, Bonnie Blue. Black women, most of them become super strong and independent. They be thoughts too, but they aren't as upfront about it. But the thing is, what I be saying is, like, what feminism effed up is it brainwashed so many women into thinking that they don't need a man. So they become super strong and independent and hard to deal with. So the masculine man, it's not that the masculine man couldn't deal with the woman. They just don't want to. Like, bruh, I can deal with the strong and independent woman, but why would I want to destroy my own peace in order to do that when I can just take a little more time and find a feminine, virtuous woman? Like, why would I settle down with a woman that's finna argue with me every fucking day? Like, that's just stupid. So he got a point there. Back then, men were more masculine and had more control over their daughters. But nowadays, the simps and feminism wanted women to be more free. And I think liberated is the word. I'm not sure. But that's the end result. Bro, like, the more power and freedom you give women, the more masculine they become. The more thoughts, the more promiscuous they become. It's all around messing stuff up. And again, y'all could call me effed up or whatever. You can hate me all you want for telling the truth. But the truth is the truth. Women weren't meant to be equals to men. Like, women are primarily emotions based. So why would I go around and lie and say, yeah, I feel like women should be just as prominent in the workforce as men? That is complete BS. Now, there are some good women in each, profession. I'm not finna deny that. But if you think that's one thing to say, there are exceptions, not rules. But it's another thing to go and pander and be like, oh, it should be just as many women in the same each workforce as there are men. No, there absolutely should not be. I don't give what y'all think about me. I'm finna tell the truth, bro. Most women should be mothers and wives, like they were intended to be in the Bible.
And there would be a degree of masculine guidance, but feminism didn't want that. Women complain that men don't want to get married. We did actually want to get married when we got obedient virgins, but they disappeared. And
ding, 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 ding. A virgin in this country, it's pretty much non-existent now.
They complained about the patriarchy, and they were tired of us giving them a house to live in and kids to raise, and they wanted to make their own choices. So she's making her own choice. That's a fantastic thing. I actually have a lot of respect for you because you own it, and you're honest about it.
What if it was your daughter?
Well, that won't happen.
But she's her own person.
I never said my daughter's her own person. I said, I said women want to be their own people.
He got a point right there, bro. 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna happen because he's not gonna raise her like that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I've said it in some videos before, but God knows my heart when it comes to kids. I really hope I don't have a daughter. It'll be way easier to raise a son to be like me than to raise a daughter to be, you know, virtuous, feminine, submissive woman. Like, I ain't saying I can't do it, but just not only is it that harder to raise in general than to make raise a kid into being a guy into being masculine, a true God-fearing masculine man, but also it's way easier to raise my son into being a God-fearing, true masculine man, and for him to find a good, feminine, virtuous woman. It's easier for that than for me to raise a good, submissive, virtuous woman into finding another God-fearing masculine man. You get what I'm saying? My sons are more likely to find great partners than my daughter is going to be. Because it's just, bro, it's just not that many true God-fearing masculine men left. It's just not. And it's just, I would have to take chances on giving my daughter to a man, and then whole time he's just a Pokey or Ray Ray that's effed up in the head, and like, if I do that and F up the first time and don't give my daughter to the right man, then boom, now she's gonna have a lot of trauma to deal with. And it's just like, it's way harder to help her bounce back from that than it is if men, we can go through traumatizing things, and primarily we got the ability to think logically and come to God, which women can come to God too, yes. And with me, you know, my daughter will have me. But imagine so many women that don't have a masculine man in their life. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it'll be over for my daughter, but it's just going to be way harder for her. And another thing is, like, women hit their primes in their early 20s. So my daughter only got about 5, 6 of her prime years to find the best man she can. And if she messes up and gets some trauma, and now I got to help her deal with that and get back to where she was before she ran into that bad man that pretended to be a good, God-fearing, masculine man. It's like she only got so much time. But my sons, bro, they can wait till they like 50 to settle down, and they still will find multiple. When they get their money, if they get they first, they spirit right with God. Second, they get their mental right, chase their dreams, prioritize their peace, and then their financial. They get all that in order, and bro, young, feminine, virtuous, submissive women are going to line up for them. So them finding a good partner, they can wait till they 50. But my daughter, she's only going to have about 5 or 6 really good years. After those years, after she gets so old, yeah, when she get in her 30s, she can still find a decent man, but she's not going to find a top tier, high quality man. No. Once she get a certain age, at that point, it's going to be like, for one, her biological clock is going to be run out. Now you understand, like, y'all understand why I just hope I only have sons? If I have a daughter, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be the best father I could be for her. But it's a lot more challenge. But we'll see whatever God, let's see what plans God have for me. Okay, this video getting long enough, y'all. What am I going to name this? I think I'm going to just call this video slight kind of how, because I kind of end up talking about my kid. What am I going to call this? Feminism. It's going to be feminism something. I think I'm just going to call this video the real reason why I hope I have sons and not daughters. Even though I don't talk about it until the end of the video. And then I'm just going to restart and make another video. And we just going to restart. Because this video already long enough. I'm only 2 minutes in to the Andrew Tate video. So, y'all have a blessed day.